The last time my brother spoke to me, he said one sentence: "Don't ever come back here again." And for 11 years, I didn't, no calls, no visits, no holidays, no apologies, just silence. Until one morning, he showed up at my front door with a lawyer and a contract worth $1.2 million. But here's what he didn't know: I had been preparing for this moment for over a decade. And I had something far more powerful than money. I had proof. My name is Alina Cross. I'm 35 years old. And 11 years ago, my family erased me, not slowly, not accidentally, completely. Like I never existed, and for a long time I believed I deserved it. Let me take you back, before the silence, before the door slammed shut, before the contract, back to the moment everything broke. I grew up in a small town called Fairview: one grocery store, one school, one church where everyone knew your business before you did. My father, Richard Cross, owned a hardware store on Main Street. My mother, Helen, ran the house like a system. Everything had rules, everything had order. And then there was my older brother, Daniel. Golden child, captain of the football team, top of his class, the one everyone said would make it big. And me, I was the quiet one, the one who stayed out of trouble. The one who never needed attention, so I never got any. When I was 22, I fell in love. His name was Amir Hassan. He wasn't from Fairview, he wasn't from our world. And to my family, that was the problem. The night I told them about him, my father didn't yell, he just said, "This will destroy this family." My mother cried, my brother laughed. Actually laughed and said, "You're really going to throw everything away for him?" I thought they would come around. People always say that. They just need time. But sometimes time doesn't fix anything, it just proves who people really are. When Amir proposed, I said yes. And that same night, my brother said the words that changed everything: "Don't ever come back here again." We got married anyway, small ceremony, 12 people, none of them were my family. His mother hugged me like I belonged, and for the first time I felt like I did. 1 week later, I sent my parents a photo, just one, me and Amir smiling, happy. It came back in the mail. Return to sender. That was the moment I understood. This wasn't temporary, this was permanent. So I started keeping records, not out of anger, out of clarity. Every returned letter, every ignored call, every message left unanswered. I wrote them down, dated, filed, not for revenge, for truth. Years passed. Amir and I built a life, not a flashy one, but a real one. He started a small logistics company. I handled the finances. We worked late nights, we struggled, we failed, we tried again, and slowly it worked. By year 5, we had employees. By year 7, we had investors. By year 10, we had something bigger than we ever imagined. And that's when they came back, not with apologies, with interest. It started small. A Facebook view, then a message from an old neighbor: "Your brother was asking about your business." Then silence again, the kind that feels like planning, until the morning he showed up. I remember the exact time. 9:17 a.m. I was making coffee and the doorbell rang. I opened the door and there he was, Daniel, older, sharper, different, but the same eyes, the same arrogance. And next to him, a lawyer. He didn't say hello, didn't ask how I was, didn't even look at my husband. He held out a folder and said, "We need to talk about family assets." Family after 11 years. I stepped aside, let them in, not because I forgave him, because I was ready. We sat at the dining table. He opened the folder, started talking numbers, inheritance, property, investments. He spoke like I was a business partner, not the sister he abandoned. Then he slid the contract across the table. $1.2 million, split terms, conditions, expectations, and finally he said, "This is what's fair." Fair. I looked at the contract, then I stood up, walked to my office, opened my drawer, and pulled out something he never expected: a black binder, 11 years, every receipt, every moment, every proof of silence. I placed it in front of him, right next to his contract, and I said, "You brought numbers." I tapped the binder. "I brought history." He frowned, confused, so I opened it. Page 1, returned letter. June 2015, page 2, missed call, no response. Page 3, wedding photo returned unopened. His lawyer shifted in his chair. Daniel didn't move. I kept going, page after page. Year after year, silence documented, until I reached the last page. Final entry: the day you told me not to come back. Then I closed the binder and said, "You don't get to disappear for 11 years and come back with a price tag." Silence. Real silence this time, not the kind that ignores, the kind that realizes. He looked at the binder, then at me, and for the first time he didn't have control. "I didn't think you kept all this." I smiled. "I didn't think you'd come back." His lawyer whispered something. He ignored it. Then he said something I'll never forget: "We're still family." I leaned forward and said, "Family doesn't need contracts." He didn't argue because he knew I was right. He picked up the contract, closed the folder, stood up, paused. And for a second I thought he might apologize. He didn't. He just said, "You've changed." I nodded. "Yeah, I had to." And then he left. No deal, no money, no reconciliation, just truth. And here's what I learned: People don't come back because they miss you. They come back when they realize your absence cost them something. And by then, it's usually too late, because you've already built a life that doesn't need them anymore. That was 11 years of silence, one binder, and a door that I finally closed myself.